Hi, welcome to Everybody Eats, a show where we cook meals for students at an affordable price. My name is Gregor, and today we'll be cooking a Thai meal, which is delicious. So let's get cooking. So we are going to be cooking a vegetarian pad krapao or Thai chili basil. Super simple. You're going to be chopping up your vegetables. You're going to be throwing in a pan, adding your vegetarian mince. You're adding your sauce. You're cooking some rice. And it's super simple, super easy. So how much does it cost? Rice, a pound. Oyster sauce, £1.48. Vegan mince, £1.70. Chillies, 45p. Pad krapao paste, £1. Basil, 50p. Garlic, 20p. Onions, 75p. Peppers, 99p. Mushrooms, 65p. First thing I like to do is I like to chop up my garlic and chilies and put them together because that's the foundation of the dish. There we go. You can add as many garlic cloves as you want. I like to have like 3 to 4, depends. It's really just if you like garlic or not. So a little tip I like to do when I'm chopping up my garlic is you top off the end, then you crush the thing. Helps you peel it a lot easily. When you're chopping up your garlic, it doesn't have to be too fine. It's just kind of in little chunks. You can just cut up however you want though. It's all about what you want. So we're just gonna push this to the side. Ooh, look at that, nice little mess. Fantastic. And yeah, we're just gonna chop this up however you really want it. Right, that's the garlic all chopped up. As I said, the garlic and chilies is the foundation, so we're gonna add it into the single bowl. And that's gonna be the first thing you put into the saucepan, frying pan, or the wok. Now with chilies, you can add however many you want. The more you add, the spicier it gets. Specifically for this dish, bird's eye chilies, if you can get your hands on them, they are better, but any chilies will do. They're just a lot spicier. So you wanna just, get rid of the seeds, but as I said, it's kind of just how much you like spice. So if you want the seeds, keep them. If you don't want them, do whatever you want with them, honestly. You just need to have a little bit of that kick for that. So we're just gonna chop up the chilies. Spice. I love chilies specifically because I was born in Thailand and I was pretty much fed spice from a really young age. And also, it's why I love this dish, is because it has a lot of spice. And my parents used to make it a lot when I was younger, whenever we were missing Thailand. And so, Thailand is like a second home to me, so it's pretty much a homesick meal, if you will. So I'm probably gonna add 3 chilies to this. This is probably gonna be really spicy, but as I said, I love spice. Just chop these in half and then slice down. Ooh, look at all those seeds everywhere. Right, that's probably good. So as you can see, we have our little chilies, all delicious and garlic. And we're gonna put that to the side. Now we're gonna chop up all these vegetables right here for the stir fry portion of this meal. Right, so we've cleaned up our board, our knife, our workspace, because when you're cooking, you kind of want to make sure your kitchen's clean at all times, especially if you're working with chilies. You don't want those seeds getting anywhere. You don't want to touch your face or anything like that. So always wash your hands. And now we're going to go on to the veggies. All right, so we're going to start with the mushrooms. Personal favorite of mine when it comes to the vegetables. One thing I like to always do when I'm cooking mushrooms is I like to clean them first because they do grow in the ground, so they have a little bit of dirt on them. Personal preference of mine, you don't have to do it because I'm sure when you're cooking it, all that gross stuff gets away, but personal preference, clean them. So I'm just gonna put these in the tap, cold water, clean them off, no problem. Woo! Right, so we've washed our mushrooms. Now it's time to chop them up. You can do it any way you want. I like to just make sure it's a nice, even cut. So I cut down the middle like that. Let's move this. And then you just cut down like so. Therefore you have nice little cuts. A-boo-wee. I think the great thing about this meal, specifically the vegetable stir-fry portion of it, is you are able to kind of just alternate whatever you want with it. I've had variations of this without mushrooms. It's had little sweet corn, it's had that baby corn, carrots, cabbage. You kind of just use any vegetable that you like the most. So for me, it's peppers and mushrooms and onions. Right, I'm gonna say that's enough mushrooms. We have a lot of mushrooms now. So we'll put these in a bowl. safe and sound, away from everything else, because mushrooms cook differently, so you want to just kind of keep them separately. We're just gonna have the, we're gonna use a yellow pepper and a green pepper for this one. So you chop the ends off because you can't eat this. And then what I like to do is, you just chop down the top sides like that. You get the little root out of it, because it tastes like shit, honestly. So put that to the side, and you kind of just want to, like chilies, if you have seeds, it adds a little bit of kick to it, but because we already have the chilies here, you don't really need it. So we're just gonna get rid of the little white parts as well. So the way you kind of just do that is you can either just chop it like, well, that went on the floor. Yeah, you can get rid of the white parts just by chopping them out like that, but you get a little bit of a edible bit right there, so you can just slice off the white bit like that. And there you go, you got a little edible bit of pepper. And now we're gonna get rid of this and clean up, and then we're gonna go on to the onions, and I'm gonna cry like a bitch. Now, ladies and gents, boys and girls, are you ready to chop up some onions? It's gonna be so good. I hate chopping up onions, but it must be done. We're gonna use a nice little fat one right here. You don't have to use all of it. We're just gonna see how it goes. So, this is gonna be so bad. Like, I can already tell. So, I'm gonna take off one end of it, like so you have a nice little bit to chop right there. I want to chop it in half. It's gonna make it a lot easier in the end, like so. And then, so as you can see, you have your little skin bit here. Instead of actually just meticulously peeling it off, what some people do and I like to do is I just take off a layer of it, because onions have layers, just like ogres. Isn't that right, guys? See what I mean? You just have more skin underneath it. It's ridiculous. So, there we go. Got a semi-peeled onion. And so, just one onion for now, because it breaks down, lots of the flavor comes out while you're cooking it. It's delicious. There are so many methods to chopping up onions. You can just go to town with it, or what I've learned, thanks to the internet, is small little cuts all the way down, cuts through the middle of it, and then just chop down. It should dice it relatively well. So we're gonna try that out. So we're just gonna chop down like so. I can feel the gases hitting my eyes. Like so. So then we have these cuts. We're gonna cut down the center like so. Kind of like a blooming onion. Look at that. And then we're just gonna chop right down. Oh my God. Like so. And look at that. Little diced onion. It's amazing. I've gotten so much better over the years. So we're gonna put this into this little container right here. We're just gonna put that to the side over here. And so, scoot that to the side. Just gonna pick all these up, put in here. Just keep it nice and organized, keep it as clean as possible. And so, that's all the prep for the vegetables and garlic and chilies. So now we're gonna get to cooking. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. Right, so we have our chopped vegetables and our garlic and chili. And so the plan is, these three things are gonna go into the vegetable stir fry, and this is gonna go into the pad krapao dish, or the Thai chili and basil. And we're gonna add a little bit of corn mince into it. It's gonna be delicious, so let's go. Right, first off, apologies for the extractor fan if you can hear it. You kind of need it so you don't make the entire room smoky. But, so what we're gonna do at the beginning of this is we're gonna add a little bit of oil. Oil is essential if you're gonna be cooking almost anything. You know, it just helps keep moisture and all that. So, first thing you wanna do is turn on your pan, or the heat. There we go. You want medium-high heat for this, and you're gonna add a tablespoon of oil. So we're just gonna do that. Right. We're gonna let that heat up for just a little bit, and then we're gonna add our chilies and garlic. The best part about this recipe is if you have a certain sauce packet, it actually gives you the instructions on the back of the thing. So it simply says, slice up 250 grams of beef, chicken, or other meats. We're gonna be using vegan corn. Heat a skillet of 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Done. And then when the skillet's hot, add the meat and contents to the packet. and stir fry. But we want to add a little bit of more, you know, fresh flavor, so that's why we're adding the fresh garlic chilies and some basil. So let's start adding this. So it's gonna start sizzling a little bit. No worries. Let that cook through for a little bit. Right, so corn in here. As it says, 250 grams. Oh wow, that's loud. So there we go. 250 grams. It's popping everywhere, holy shit. So you just wanna mix it together. Oh my lord. Make sure you don't fling stuff across the pan and out of it. Right. Now to add the sauce. So you just add it and a tablespoon of water with it. So it's very simple. This thing is not opening, good God. My hands are so oily now. So you just add that. Just like that. And then we're just gonna add just a touch of water, like so, just to help it mix. Now we're gonna add half a tablespoon of oyster sauce and the fresh basil. Just gonna open that up. Just gonna add that across it. Mix it through quickly. And now you want to turn off your heat and add the basil. The reason why is if you add the basil too early, you'll cook off all its flavor. So you just want to pluck off some leaves, add as many as you want, more flavor. The more leaves you add, choking up with all the chilies now, good lord. So, as I said, just add a few leaves into this, push this to the side, and we're just gonna mix it through. Move that. Just gonna cook this through and just let it wilt a little bit. And then you're gonna be done with the pad krapao portion of this meal. Super simple if you just follow the instructions on the pack, as well as adding a little bit of extra flavor for the freshness. And there we have it. Pad krapao. Right, now we're gonna do the quick stir fry with the vegetables. So this one's really simple. It won't make you cough as much because there's no chili, but you have your onions, mushrooms, peppers. We're gonna add a little bit of oil quickly. It's about a tablespoon of oil, just to lube up the pan. Oh God, it's already starting. Oh my God! What is this pan doing? And then we're gonna add our onions. Just very quickly, a little saute with them. And so just make sure they're cooking nicely. You want to cook the onions for the longest because they do take the longest to cook, but also you want a little bit of caramelization with them. So just let them cook for a few minutes, and then we're gonna add the mushrooms, and then we're gonna add the peppers last. All right, so we've been cooking the onions for a few minutes now. They are going a little bit more translucent, which is the right thing that they're supposed to be doing. So now we're gonna start adding the mushrooms. You don't wanna add too many mushrooms or else you'll over sweat the pan. And then you'll basically be boiling them in their own juices. So you wanna just add your mushrooms. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, like I've grown up on spice and I love spice. I like adding it to all my meals. But living in Glasgow, I can't really find many places that do really spicy food. So that's why I like cooking Thai food a lot. It's because I can control the spice, but also it's naturally a lot of spice in it. So like that packet that we use for the pad krapao, it has quite a few chilies in it. And so it is quite spicy. So it is really nice. And I love Thai food because of its spice and its nice, rich flavors. So these mushrooms and onions are pretty much good to go to add the peppers. So just gonna add them now. Just pop them in. There we go, we're just gonna mix that through now. And just let them do their thing. And then in a few minutes, we're gonna add the oyster sauce. Now we're gonna add the oyster sauce. So what you wanna do is you wanna add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce. So just do that. Just make sure it's all even coats around. Add that. And as you can see, we are now done with the vegetables. You can turn off your heat now. Turn off your extractor fan. And now you have this, ouch, I burnt my hand. And now you have this nice little quick vegetable stir fry with oyster sauce. We got the onions, the mushrooms, and the peppers. We're just gonna add that to a nice little bowl and get our rice going as well. Right, so we have cooked our vegetarian pad krapao. We have cooked our vegetable stir fry with oyster sauce. Now all that's left is to cook our microwavable rice. Super simple, 2 minutes in the microwave, and then we're gonna plate our dish and enjoy it. Right, we now have our microwavable rice. We're just gonna open this up. We're just gonna plate it. First, you actually have to mix it through a little bit, so let's just do that real quick. Lovely. And now we're just gonna pour some of this rice on here. Nice, just coming out in massive blobs. Lovely. Oh, look at that steam. That's a hot rice. We're gonna get some of our veggies on here. Veggie stir fry, lovely. And then we're gonna get our delicious vegetarian pad krapao, or as they say in Thai, or as in English, it's vegetarian chili basil. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you guys learn a few things. You learn how to make a nice, delicious Thai meal from someone who's born in Thailand, so I know a thing or two, I guess. Hopefully you guys stick around for the next few episodes, because I'm sure they are delicious meals as well. Thanks for watching, everyone.